I've realised that it's the pursuit of things that fulfil me. It's not the result. My life priorities are family, health, wealth. That's my priorities. In that order. I've got a young family now, so again, it just doesn't mean anything to me. Being fit and healthy and being a good person, and that's the things that I value most. I just think that the hardest thing to do is to start. When you're tired and sore and you don't want to get out of bed, the hardest thing to do is get out of bed.
Yeah.
Like, stop thinking, put your shoes on and go. I do hard things myself by choice, because that makes, when something pops up randomly that's hard, that makes me know that I can deal with it.
Welcome back to the 22nd episode of the Journey to Life podcast. Today's guest is Jackson Cosgrove. He's a firefighter, and I trained jiu-jitsu with him. He's an awesome dude, and we had an epic conversation. We spoke about perfection and how it quickly can make you miserable, and why starting often is the hardest part, especially when you're tired and stuck in your head, and how simplifying your priorities can make your life a whole lot easier. I hope you enjoy. Jackson, thank you for coming on the pod.
No worries, mate.
I appreciate
Always
that.
happy to be here.
Yeah, the Journey to Life podcast. Super
Yeah,
cool.
it's great. Can't
Easy.
wait.
Last time I was on yours, and this time
Return the favour.
you're on mine.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
really exciting. What is something about you that most people wouldn't guess?
I guess it's because of how I present myself in day-to-day life. People probably don't understand that I do a lot of reading and writing just in my own personal time. Like, I try to be very intellectual. I don't think I'm good at it, but it's something that, like, something I pursue pretty daily.
Yeah.
People probably don't know that about me because I have this pretty, I guess, a harder exterior
Yeah.
at the surface level. So
Yeah.
people probably will get surprised by hearing that.
But the pursuit of bettering yourself is always better than trying to find perfection, right?
Yeah, I think perfection is impossible. I don't think you can be perfect ever. I think people who try to be perfect, they're just going to get disappointed.
And get stressed out along the way.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
I felt that. I felt it a big time, especially when editing videos.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, it's
gotta be perfect the first
do
time.
your best.
Yeah, do the reps is better than get the reps.
Do your best, work on what's wrong, because there'll be something. You'll be able to pick something out of everything.
So, you're a firefighter. What was it in the first place that made you want to be a firefighter?
All right, well, we'll go way back then. So, out of school, I did surf life saving from a young age. I was basically bred into becoming a lifeguard. I hung around all the people who were lifeguarding. All the bosses were at my surf club. So it was just a natural progression. I just became a lifeguard. Like, out of school, great job. Like, earn pretty good money straight away. It's a great job to figure out what you want to do with your life. And earn good money doing it. So that's basically what I did. I did that for 10 years. I was just I'd travel a bit, I'd work a bit, I'd do jobs on the side, just trying to figure out what I like, what I don't. I was, pretty good at lifeguarding because I was good in the water. I liked the emergency side of things. Like, you have to be ready to react quick. I liked helping people. Yeah, I had been a lifeguard for about 7 or 8 years, and I got to there's not really ranks in lifeguarding, but I got myself to a point where I was on a permanent roster. I was classified as a casual still, but it's a whole thing. But I could go into the way that it was structured. It wasn't structured so you could become a permanent lifeguard very quickly. Like, the career progression wasn't great. Great job. One of the best jobs in the world you'll ever have. But the career progression at that point wasn't what I saw from myself. I always wanted to be able to have the opportunity to progress, and I just wasn't getting that in lifeguard service. And a natural progression for a lot of lifeguards was get into the fire service, because that's a place where you can go and it's slightly more professional of a service, and obviously it's in the government, and you have the opportunity to progress ranks, and you have career progression basically for your whole career if you want.
Yeah.
And your opportunity to learn and still help people and be involved. So I just made the decision that that's something I want to do. I got told that it was going to be quite hard. It is hard to get into, it's a lengthy process and that, but I just started saying why not, and just started the process. I was about mid-20s.
Okay.
and I started the process, and I was just super lucky. I had a couple of friends who became firefighters just the year before I did, so they had just gone through all the process that I was going through, and they helped me a lot. I'm lucky enough to get in and get a spot on the coast, and honestly, the rest is history. Like I love it. I'm going to be probably going to be a firefighter for the rest of my career, because
Really?
I've kind of fallen into a very good lifestyle at an early age, which is sometimes I feel guilty about, but here we are.
I mean, this is the perfect place to have a good lifestyle.
Yeah, that's right.
Good routines. Interesting, really. But people said it was going to be hard to be a firefighter, or to get there. Was there anything early on, a moment where you realized that it was going to get hard?
No, to be honest, in my head, I built it up to be harder than it was, because of how people talk about it. Because I had known people who were extremely capable and would have been a great fiery, and they have got through the whole process right to the end, got to the interview stage, which is like one of the final stages, and for no reason at all, they just said no. Maybe they didn't have the spots. I don't know. I still don't know. But I just had seen it a lot, and I'm, always viewed the people who had been through that. I had viewed them as like, put them on a pedestal to me, like, well, if he can't get in, there's no way I can get in.
Yeah.
Because as a lifeguard, they were really good and really capable and good human beings, and very measured, which is what firefighters like.
Yeah.
Like, is what the service like. So it just, it's a bit of a deterrence. But then once I got the ball rolling, I was like, well, yeah, I may as well have a go. Like, what's the worst that can happen? And then
interesting you say that in a way that, because regardless of how you might think, people that say their own opinion out loud can shape how you look at it.
That's right, and it did. And in my early ages, it probably happened too often. Like I let that. That's a lesson I've learned over the last 5-6 years, for sure. That I can't let that influence what I do. Like, I just, if you're truly passionate about something and you truly want something, work towards it, because if you fail, you're still better for it. It don't, like,
exactly. Yeah.
So that's just what happened. At this point in time, I've just been lucky enough to a few of those things have unfolded, and I'm in a pretty good spot right now, which is
nice.
Good.
Yeah. Was there at that start as well? Was there a time in your life where you really had to push through something to get to that point?
Yeah, like, I worked hard as a lifeguard. Like, I never took a day off, because I was a casual, so if I took a day off, I wasn't getting paid. So I never took a day off. I worked at Surfers Paradise, which is the busiest beach. I put my hand up to work there. One of my good friends was a permanent on that beach at the time. And that was kind of where, in that stretch of beach, is where a lot of the good lifeguards really earned their stripes, to say, or cut their teeth.
Yeah.
Because that's where all the tourists go, and that's where all the people drown. So you got to be on. You got to be on there the whole time.
So to rephrase that one question is like, was there a moment there that made you think like, oh, I want to quit? Like, this is not
Lifeguarding?
Yeah.
No. See, I love lifeguarding.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't get in the fires, I'd still be doing it today. Like,
really?
In that sense, I've been really lucky. I did, once I became a fiery, I had an opportunity to stay as a lifeguard.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I cut it.
So never a situation on the beach, anything that happened, you were like, holy shit, that was.
No, I
really
had some heavy situations, like with, like some resusces and some deaths that were a bit heavy, and I've definitely had my fair share of like hard incidences on the beach, which gave me a lot of life experience on how to deal with that sort of stuff. But no, I loved it, like, and that's why I wanted to be fiery, because I love it. Like, I like helping people. I like that side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I've got no sob story there. Like, the hardest thing that ever happened was, I was going through the process to become a firefighter, and I've passed everything. I was basically just waiting for a call to become, but I didn't know if I was going to get a call or not. I just had passed everything, so I was in a waiting line, hold, And my wife, she wasn't my wife at the time, but I think she was my fiance. I had just proposed, but she called me when I was lifeguarding on the beach, and she told me she was pregnant. And I was like, no, like, because I didn't have the career that I thought I should have had to have a kid, you know, like lifeguards have kids all the time, it's not a big deal, but in my mind I was like, no, I'm a lifeguard still, like I can't, it wasn't how it was supposed to pan out. And a week later I got a call to become a firey, and basically that was it. I went to the recruit course as a firey for like 4 months. A month after I graduated, my first son was born, and the timing is 2021. So 2021, I got engaged, I became a firey, and I had my first son.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a big turning point in my life that year. It all kind of just dominoes started to fall into place in that year.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm pretty laid back and casual about it. I did work very hard towards those goals.
Yeah.
But, you know, looking back now, it felt like it was going forever at that time, but it was so quick.
So, with that in mind, you must remember a moment that really showed that sticking with something pays off.
Yeah, I just think that's been instilled in me forever. Like from a young age, my parents had me in swimming and surf life saving and doing competitive sports, and from a young age, I was really successful early. And I think, to be honest, I think that hindered me a lot later in life because I was starting to expect success. It took me like over 10 years, probably 15, to realise that no, like I still have to keep working hard to get success. Once you get success, it doesn't stay there. You still have to keep working. I just think through life experience and going through those, I call them trials and tribulations, but they weren't. Like, it's just life lessons, you know, that everyone has to learn.
Yeah.
I just think from a young age, doing all that, training, from a young age, I was swimming training every morning, like 6 mornings a week. I was up. For me to go swimming train, I would have to wake up and wake my parents up to take me to the pool. Like, that was just from a young age. They would never wake me up. If they woke me up, I wouldn't go. Like, I was always pretty independent in that sense. So I just think that mindset, just putting that towards everything, I think that's just how everything unfolded the way it did. And, you know, I've done lots of physical pursuits since then, and I just think that, yeah, that's just shaped the way I am.
Cool. Is that, do you think that moment where your parents weren't waking you up, but you would only go if you would wake yourself up, and then them, is what unconsciously or consciously shaped you to keep going?
Yeah, it did. I just, because of that mindset I had, and I was young, I was like 13, 14 then, and I just knew in my mind that I knew how to work hard and succeed if I wanted to. But then once I honestly only realised this probably 2 or 3 years ago, but when I started to win everything, I was kind of mad because it didn't fulfill me. Like, me winning a race, or like I thought it was going to make me feel way better, and
it's just the result of your expectations.
It was just, like, it didn't fulfill me at all. Like, succeeding or winning a race, like, it doesn't matter. And it just took me ages to figure that out, and it kind of, you know, in my early career of pursuing athletic endeavours, it kind of, for lack of a better term, fucked me, because I fucking couldn't, I just couldn't figure it out. I just and I wasn't willing to put in the work that I knew I had to put in order to succeed, because I had that subconscious thing in my mind going, oh, if I win a race, it doesn't matter. Like, it does not fulfill me one bit. And it's a weird mindset. I don't know, people don't think like that, but that's just the way I think, and it just took me a long time to realise that. But now I pursue things harder than ever, because I've realised that it's the pursuit of things that fulfill me. It's not the result. You understand?
Yeah, really. So it was because you weren't giving it your all, even though you win. It didn't fulfill you at the end.
That's right. And it just took me, I'm 32 now, so I was probably late 20s when I started to realise that. So I was probably past the time where I could get to a prime that I'm at a high level, elite athlete level of anything. But I'm still, at a level where I'm 32. I'm still, young, fit, and ready
Wow.
at a level where I can, be good enough. But I've got a young family now, so again, it just doesn't mean anything to me. Being fit and healthy and being a good person, and those is the things that I value most now. And it just took me a long time to get there, and that's through all these trials and tribulations of trying to become a fiery, being bred into this career as a lifeguard, and then having some lifeguards there that were probably better watermen and they were good surfers, and they were getting less looked after than I was because I just knew all the bosses, and it wasn't my fault. Like I was just being the best I could be, but people were slightly resentful of me for that because they weren't getting the work I was getting, or whatever. So it's just life trials and tribulations. It's nothing crazy. Like it's not nothing like that makes me super sad or anything. It's just the way it was. It's just life, mate. Like it's just
because that does sound like it was harder then, but with that frame of mind, then the steps to the goal make it so much more worth it compared
it's a
to
process.
the not having been there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it sounds kind of silly because me saying that, like a lot of people in the self-help space and that's what everyone says. It's like, focus on the process, be process driven, don't focus on the outcome. It's something that people say, but it's like, to truly understand it, you have to do it. You have to like, but you have to go through those trials and tribulations, and you have to actually action things for yourself. You have to try something and maybe succeed or maybe not, to realize that it's the process. It's not the outcome. It's, unless you go out and do things, then you're not going to realize that. It just took me probably longer than I would have liked to realize, but here we are.
Yeah, but that's
not a bad thing.
the hard question. Like if I would ask myself that, the best answer I've come up with is I could not have learned it faster. Otherwise, I would have.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have. Like I could not have been here sooner because otherwise I would have. I'm here now.
Yeah.
And that was especially for me through reading. Like my mom could have said, "Oh, you're a stupid kid, you cannot read," at the age of 7. I couldn't read, but I learned at 8 or 9, and I was the same level as reading as all my friends at 10. And I still went to high school with all of them, not later. Yeah. And that was a crazy thing that taught me a lot of things in life. It's like, sometimes it feels like you're late, but you will always arrive on time exactly where you need to be.
Yeah. And
for you.
I think the further you go on, the more you realise that. For sure. And I lost my train of thought. I can't remember where I was going with that.
That's all good.
Oh, yeah. So you have to really know yourself and how to learn.
Yeah.
Like, if you understand how you learn and your process, and that you're not a great learner at certain things, like probably intellectual for me more so than physical, but it takes you longer and the process is longer for things to really set in for you to learn things, you just have to realise that. As soon as you realise that, it's okay. You just got to take your time and understand that that's what's happening during the process,
Yeah, not beat yourself up about it.
I mean, we're probably going to get to this sooner rather than later, is jiu-jitsu has taught me how to learn, and it's taught me a lot about myself, how I learn, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. It's not, I don't, like, you're my friend, I fucking really respect you and enjoy your company, but I don't care how you learn, because that doesn't affect me, like, I can only care about how you learn, because it will eventually help others that surround you, because you're getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah? Does that make sense?
Sort of what you're saying is what I feel is that is how jiu-jitsu becomes a team sport. It's because when you care about how you learn and you progress, that's when you have an impact on the people around you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're learning in a different way, but then I can understand that and then ask you what your process is, and someone else that's sitting over in the corner, they'll do something different, and then you're bouncing ideas off them. It's just, that's how people grow.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about a specific moment in your new current firefighting job that quitting truly wasn't an option?
Yeah, I can. I I've recently, so it's like an apprenticeship, right? When
Yeah.
you're a firefighter, you'd have initial 3 years of doing assignments and studying and going through the ranks and meeting certain criteria and just ticking off certain assignments and stuff that you have to do. So I got through that. That was not that bad. Like, it's just, if you apply yourself a bit, you get through it. After that, I had the opportunity to specialise in larger aerial machines. And so I did, and I put my hand up and they picked me and it was all ready to go. And I did the course required. I passed that course. I was all over this certain appliance, which is, the appliance I'm talking about, it's like a big ladder appliance and it's got a lot more going on. Like, there's just a lot more you have to think about and you have to really be on top of it. Because I did that course, I got put at Surfers Paradise Fire Station, which is where the appliance is, and the crew I got put with, so I passed and I got made up on this appliance. Then I had my second kid, so I went on baby leave. I was away for like 4 months. I came back and I was at Surfers Paradise on this appliance with all like this crew of, I think there's 10 of us at the station, and I'm the junior now at that crew, and all that crew, they're senior firefighters and they're all very experienced and really, really switched on fires. Like, they really know a lot of stuff. And that just made me realise that I don't know shit. Like, I really had to, like, spend... I wasn't even... didn't have to study anything at that time. And I spent 4 to 6 months, like, locked in because I was, like... I basically had to get trained up on the appliance again because when I came back, it was away for a month or so and I just didn't get to sit on it. And then it came back and I basically had forgotten everything I just learnt about this appliance. So the crew that I was with, they're great. They were helping me a lot. But geez, they asked me, they were like, I thought I was pretty on top of stuff and and they were asking me questions that I just couldn't answer. And I'm like, this is not, I cannot be this, like this. Like, I want to be a good firefighter. I want to be good at what I do. I'm actually passionate about it, and I just felt like I was just inadequate compared to these senior fires that I was working with now, and it's kind of just lit a fire up in me, and I was like, all right, I've got to upskill myself. Like, I've got to learn things so I understand everything I have to understand. I'm over it. So like, these guys can rely on me if they ask me a question, if they ask me to do something. They can't be worried about if I'm going to do it or get it wrong, or I have to be like a reliable part of this team. And that was the first time in my career, lifeguarding and firefighters, where I didn't feel like I was up to scratch.
Wow.
So yeah, that was like a pretty big growth period of my life where I had to like...
Was it confronting?
Yeah, because like, male, got an ego. Like, I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be the weak link, Took me ages. Again, I was persevering, just day in, day out, training, doing the things I had to do. And it wasn't for like 6 months when I had just one guy, the guy I used to lifeguard with. He's now like acting up as an officer at the station. He come up, hit me up. He's like, mate, I just want to let you know that it does not go unnoticed, the work you've been putting in. Like, everyone around here has noticed, and keep it up. Okay. Honestly, that's not much just to say that to someone, but for me, I was like, that was massive.
Yeah. Like,
massive, because I didn't showboat that I was working hard. Like, I was just locking in and doing it because I felt behind the 8 ball. So that's just in my mind. So that was probably a pivotal point.
Yeah,
that's probably the most crazy point of my career so far, where I've felt under the pump.
Yeah. But it's amazing how things like that show up when you really need them, especially like for you.
You're right. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It was when I needed it. It was a point where I was like probably being lazy about a few certain things. I wasn't really thinking about work because I was having all this leave and time off, because we get pretty looked after as firefighters. Like, if you have a kid, you get a lot of time off, and I was enjoying that part of stuff. I wasn't thinking about being a firer because I was like, I'm going to be a firer for another 30 years. Like, I'll sort that out when I get back to work. And I just didn't think I'd be as far behind as I was. And it was just a humbling moment.
Yeah. It's funny enough, like I've had moments recently where, like a few weeks ago, that I really felt confronted. And the moment I felt that way, I was like, there must be something here now that I need to learn, because it keeps on coming back. And when I found out what it was that I needed to learn, and it was just I needed to get better structure in my day, I needed to get more action going, it changed everything. It became so much easier, and it just life became better.
Yep.
And that's really funny how that works in that way.
Yeah, structure is huge. It's definitely something that I need in my life. Structure.
Right?
Yeah.
Funny enough, when I came to Australia, I was doing big part of the Atomic Habits thing was I was trying to improve or implement a new habit every month. So my goal was, how can I get 12 new habits in a year? At the end, I was only able to like fully get 6 new ones, but it was still. But one of them was a big one. That was I needed daily structure. So I started every night before bed, I started writing out what I want to do the next day. And that was a massive thing for me, like having a guideline like that is epic. And then a month later, I was like, now I need to know how the daily things roll into the week and the month. They fit in with my direction. So I started doing that. And that still quite hard, but because you need to think differently. But that helped me so much with just getting closer to my goal. Because I don't know if you have that as well, but I love having nothing in my head. Like the less amount I can have, the better I can function.
Yeah.
And it so helps to write everything down because I can let go of it straight away. And when I need it, I just look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, next thing. Because I think it came from maybe ultramarathon running. Is like if there's nothing on my mind, I can just keep setting one foot after the other, keep going, progressing. Have you ever had an experience like that as well, then?
Yeah. So as we were talking before we started recording. You know, when I got a bit of an injury a couple of years ago, and I just was forced to, you know, really pull everything back and start again, basically. And it's kind of the best thing that happened to me. Like I wanted to treat it that way, but yeah, I read the book Atomic Habits, and I was reading books at that point, and that stuck with me because I realised how to start to implement new habits in my life, and that's just what I did. And I just did it daily, every day, and similar to you, every night before I go to bed, I write down in my diary exactly what I want to get done that day. I get my bags ready because I pretty much wake up and leave the house because I've got 2 young kids, so I want to wake up and do something and come back before they wake up, basically, or like come back when I have them brekkie and then have the day.
Something that fits needs for you, right? Like
Yeah.
you need that you space.
That's right. So no matter what I'm doing for the next day, I'll get all my stuff ready for it, and I'll write down how the day's gonna look. It's obviously a rough guide because days change and there's always things that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been a pretty good anchor point in my day-to-day life, is just doing that.
Yeah, it's awesome how that has changed my life as well. And I found especially adding the one thing that I didn't do in the beginning was being okay with just having done 80%. Because first of all, I cannot control the future day. I don't know what's going to happen. But if my intent was enough to get almost 80% done, at least my intent was, like I've really tried.
Yeah.
Like
it's rare that you get everything done.
Right?
And busy life.
And I was more happy about putting more on my list and not getting it done.
Yeah.
Like to the 80% or 70% or whatever that might be, but still the intent to try. Then only putting 2 and then always getting them done, depending of how big they are. But I found that really helped me, like having a bit of a challenge as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You started a podcast as well. What was the most exciting thing when you started yours?
So that kind of coincided with when I had my knee injury, because again I was sitting around with nothing to do, and I'm a podcast fan. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I like having conversations with people. It's always been something that I've been passionate about doing eventually at some point. And that was just, I had a couple of months period where I'm like, all right, I can probably try to do this. And the exciting thing was just doing it. Like, as I said, it's not outcome orientation. It's the process of how to do it, how to set it up. It got my mind ticking in ways that, nothing else can. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But unfortunately for me, the time period where I did it was perfect, but it wasn't long enough to establish it.
Yeah.
Into my life properly. But what it did show me was that, this is something that I'll definitely be able to pursue in the future.
Yeah.
As we were talking before, I've got 2 young kids, so probably when they're at school, I'll have all my days free again to then start it up. But the most exciting thing that happened for me was the realization that, like, as we were saying before, it's a long-term thing. It's 5 years of my life is nothing. So spend the 5 years with my kids because I've got the job I have, and I can be at home, be present, and work on myself for 5 years. Like, work on how I think about things and how I communicate with people and how I express my thoughts, and just life stuff that makes me a better person. If I can just work on that for 5 years, then when time comes when I can have time to consistently be able to do the things required to have a podcast or have a space where you can just talk to someone, which is why you're the same. Why I like to do podcasts is because I like face-to-face conversations with people who I don't get to have conversations with very often. Like, I really thoroughly enjoy it. It opens up a space in your mind that you don't get open very much because of society this day and age with technology and all this shit going on.
Yeah.
So I just realised that I really enjoyed it, and it will be something I pursue in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the outlook it gave me towards achieving that goal, it just expanded my time frame. Like, it made me look at things not so short-sighted. But okay, how do I make this work long term? And I can apply that to anything in life, but that's just, in that space at that time, that's what happened.
Yeah. I like that, especially with podcasting. They say 99 of all podcasts out there don't hit 21 episodes.
That's right, yeah.
I hit 21 episodes last week, and I'm so I'm
that's it.
excited about it. But the reason I think is because my next goal is getting to the 100 episodes, but to get there, you need the right processes. You need to get in a state, you need to get to a point where you can really get it into your life. And I think that is quite hard in the beginning, because there's so many small parts that you have to get over, and you won't get any satisfaction from if you don't find it yourself.
That's right.
Like, in the beginning, there's a lot of falling up, doing things wrong, needing to figure out how it works. But when you find the right things to get that satisfaction, like now, I really like that contact in honest conversation and figuring something out, like, oh, that worked. That's exciting. Instead of wanting everything to, like, because expectations can be like, maybe views would be nice.
Yep.
But that's not why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have...
Do it for the experience.
If I can do 100 episodes this year, I will have had 100 conversations I otherwise wouldn't have. And...
the knowledge you gain from that. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's what you felt as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that was what I realized. And I apply that to most other things I do now in life. Like, it's the process of learning stuff, implementing in your life. If you want to succeed with something, there's no secret. That you just have to do it consistently for a long time.
Yeah.
Anything you do is like that. Jiu-jitsu, work, anything. Like,
because maybe it's interesting then to hear, because I think you're a real go-getter and you're really focused. But how was it then for you to make the decision it's not quitting, but you redirected your focus on other things that were more important at the time?
Yeah.
Because you chose to put a little hold on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then go further. But what happened in your thoughts?
Yeah, so my thought, I try to simplify everything as much as possible. Like, if I can simplify something, then I can understand it. Yeah. So my priorities in life, my life priorities are family, health, wealth. That's my priorities in that order. I don't have any different priorities.
Yeah, you would use wealth for your family. You would use wealth for your health.
Yeah, exactly. But before wealth is
you would give up your health to do something for your family.
Exactly right.
Okay.
And I'll give up wealth to give for my family too. They're my priorities.
Yep.
Like they go deep, each priority, but they're my priorities. Family, health, wealth. So I had a family. The time that I'd take away from them to pursue something that, like the podcast, let's say, that's not really benefiting them in any way, it's just for me. I just made a decision I can't do that right now. I can, eventually, and it will fit in eventually, but that was an easy decision for me. But I've got to put this on the back burner. Like, it was something that I was really, really enjoying. But the time it was taking me away from my family, like that time is too important to me. I don't want to lose that. And I have a career that I love, that I can like firefighting, like that I can pursue and progress in that, and then I can spend time for my family. As I said, once my kids are at school, then I've got my days back, then I can start to look at other things. But I'm not giving that up because they're only young ones. You know what I mean? So it was pretty easy that for me to realize that.
That simplifying aspect of it. Like, you know how important it is for yourself to simplify it so that it's so much easier to make the decision then.
Right.
And only 3 things make it so clear to have it in your mind.
Yeah.
So
right.
Do you run it through that as well? If you have a new decision needing to be made, sometimes you just reflect on that as well?
Yep, for sure. Because health for me is massive too. Like my wife, we've been together for a long time, so she knows me pretty well. Like, if I'm not being physically active and like pursuing something, or not even pursuing something, but if I'm not training daily, like I'm just a nightmare to be around. Like, I need an outlet. So she knows that, so she allows me to get that out. So it would either be do that or create a podcast.
Okay.
That's honestly, like, at that period of time, that's what, and I'm not giving up my health. Like, I need to be fit and healthy forever. Like, that's my goal.
And that's also indirectly for your family, right?
Yeah, exactly. It works together. 100%. I think about this a lot, actually. Yeah, indirectly helps my family. Right now,
because if you're not around because there is no health,
yeah,
then that has a bigger impact on your family than if there was wealth.
Yeah. And right now, we can get into this a bit later, but I'm training for a 100k ultra.
Fuck yeah.
And just me having to do what is required to do that properly, because I've ran marathons and ultra marathons before in my life, so I just know what is required. I don't consider myself a good runner by any means, but I know I could put together a pretty good ultra marathon.
Yeah.
Like, not in an elite runner's standards, but for an everyday average Joe, I know I can put together a good run. You know?
Yeah.
And I've been giving myself the time required to do that, but pursuing that and how hard that has been, because it's been hot and been running the heat, that has made me in everyday life a better person, because I'm clearer, I'm like way more relaxed because I'm just tired all the time. Like, those are the things that I like pursuing.
I like that.
Yeah.
This is a question for the listeners. It's if someone is feeling stuck or tired, what would you tell them to do?
I think so I've been doing this heaps. If you I've been waking up, I was telling you before, I've been waking up at 4 a.m. every day, because that's what's required for me to achieve the goals that I've set for myself short term.
Yep.
Like, to run, I have to run every day. Like, my legs have got to be extremely tired, and then I have to go for a run. Like, that's just what is required. I just think that the hardest thing to do is to start when you're tired and sore and you don't want to get out of bed. The hardest thing to do is get out of bed. Like, if you can just master, if you can just master that, everything else just will fall into place. Like the hardest thing to do is just to start a task. Like if you don't want to go training, the hardest thing to do is get in the car.
Hmm.
Like after that, you're in the motion.
You're there.
You're going.
Yeah, you're moving toward it. Yeah. Have you found a trick to it? Like I recently got something that is so simple, but it's definitely working out for me. Do you have anything that works?
Yeah, so for me, it's getting everything ready the night before.
All right.
It's like limiting the amount of shit that I'll have to do from when I wake up to when I have to go do the thing that I'll have to do. Like whether that be running or jiu-jitsu or work or whatever.
Yeah.
I just have to wake up, put my clothes on and leave.
Essentially removing all the limiting factors that would make it harder on yourself to do that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it was a mental frame thing. Came from ultramarathon running. Like, use the frame of 160 kilometers is a lot, but one step is very simple. Everyone can do one step. So I make it so simple. Like even when in the evening I'm tired, I'm like, I still wanted to do some editing, and I make it so small that I can make that decision because it's too simple not to. And for editing, it would be put one new clip on my timeline. It would only take me maybe 40 seconds to do that thing. But by that point, I'm already sitting and at my computer, and I have my screen open, and I'm like, 10 more minutes.
Yeah,
And
it's exactly the same thing, right? It's just starting. And mentally making it easy to start.
But I find, for me, it was that smallest thing that it's okay to do it so small. That just saying, like, the goal was putting one clip in the thing, or the goal can be just get in the car with your gear.
Yeah.
You're not gonna sit there with the gear, just wait outside your car. Maybe, but usually that helps.
Yeah.
And that is an interesting one. What are you personally still working on?
So at the moment, it's just the main thing I'm doing at the moment is just train for that run, because it's been really hard. It's very time consuming. So it's the good thing about training for an ultra and having a young family is I can just run whenever's easier throughout the day. So like if my kids are napping midday, that's when I'm running. If I don't get to run through the day and I put my kids to bed at night, I'm running at night. Like it's just
Wow.
Yeah, like I've been starting runs at 8 p.m. sometimes.
So you've been just needing to be flexible.
Just need to be flexible. I have to-do list for the day.
Wow.
So run. I'm doing gym every day because the strength works has been helping heaps with running. I've had pretty much no niggles because I've been very diligent with my strength work.
Yeah.
So it's just, this is what I got to do today. I'm gonna wake up and figure it out.
Damn. That's like flexible in the way to get there and very strong in your perseverance of getting it done.
Yeah. And so it's been that, and then just trying to upskill at work. But I can do that at work, so it's
cool.
It's pretty good.
The last question I have for you is, what does keep going mean to you in this stage of your life?
I wouldn't say it's at any certain stage. I think keep going is a lifelong thing. Yeah. Like I don't think keep going is like a daily thing. It's just like life. Yeah, it's lifelong. Like obviously, as you go through life, your goals and priorities are going to change, and you have to adapt to that at all times. Like constant adaptation is like probably a pretty key skill that you have to learn, is constant adaptation. But yeah, don't let that deter you that you have to adapt to something. Like figure it out and just keep going. Like
what's the biggest thing that needs adaptation?
Change. Like if something changes in your life, like I've got a young family, so there's something that pops up every day, like the kid's sick, or my wife's sick, or like they've got an appointment somewhere and you forgot about it, and now you got to go to that. Like it's constant adaptation. Like don't get so set on having, especially me, like I can't be as structured as I would like to be. So mine is just like, adaptation is huge.
Like you will get it done. The example you just gave before, you will get it done.
Yeah.
But when on that day,
and
it just
keep going too is like when you realise that shit has changed for the day and you didn't get that run in that you wanted to this morning, and it comes to like 7:30 at night and you know you have to do it but you don't want to. Like, it's that moment where you're like, you kind of have to stop thinking.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be like, don't think, just go and do it.
Yeah.
Like, stop thinking, put your shoes on and go.
Yeah, I find when you get tired, you will come up with the greatest decisions to not do things. And then just stopping the thinking is the best thing to do. I do the method. That is, every time I hear a thought come up that is only slightly related to the thing I don't want, it's like shh.
Yeah, that's right.
And it works really well. And maybe the one thing that I added to myself was what is that smallest thing that I can do then? It's like, shh. What is, I open the one timeline thing.
It's also practice too, like constant, like I've been at this for a long time, like been at this mindset sort of game, like trying to overcome hard things. Like I've done that for most of my life. Like I've got to a point where I don't think it's that cool anymore, like overcoming hard stuff. I just think it's just what I do now.
This is part of your identity.
But it took a long time.
This is part of what you tell yourself. That's true.
Yeah, like it took a long time to get there, but now I'm at the point where I'm like, no, I can handle most things. Like,
tolerance is way higher.
My tolerance is high. I know what I can do. Like, it's, I guess it's an ego thing, but it's a confidence. It's a confidence thing because you just do it. Just keep going, do it. Like, the more adversity I have to go through, the adversity is created from me. It's not created from anyone else. Like, I create my own adversity. I do hard things myself by choice because that makes, when something pops up randomly that's hard, that makes me know that I can deal with it.
Yeah.
So I choose to, challenge myself at all times, and I've just done that for such a long period of time. It's not like I'm doing extremely hard things every day, but it's like I'm doing a little bit stuff that are a little bit hard all the time. Like, we could talk about it for days, but we're just saying the same thing over and over again. We're just saying it differently, but it's just little things every day. It builds confidence. Like, you just have to have the confidence that you can handle shit.
The power of belief is so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because what you're essentially saying is you have so much proof that your inner narrative has changed so much that it's now certainty that you are able to do all of these different things, right?
Yeah.
And I found that one good example for that, how strong believing something like a narrative is I met this guy. I hadn't run a 40K marathon yet. This guy told me if you can do 10K, you can do 100.
That's right.
I was like, what? Really? But I believed it straight away. 2 months later, I had run my first 107 kilometer race.
That's right, yeah.
And it was just because I believed in it, 100% that I could do it. Not per se that was true, maybe it was, but I believed it anyway.
Yeah.
And it worked out for me.
That's true.
And I think that can show that regardless if it's a positive or negative belief, they will both have the same massive impact on your day-to-day life.
Yeah, the certainty thing too is like, you can certainly do it, but there's also certainty that things are going to change and things aren't going to always be easy. Like, most of the time, things are going to be hard.
It was so painful.
Yeah, exactly right. So, like, just accept it.
Yeah.
Like, things are going to be hard, always. That's his life. That is.
The one thing that I found with that is, though, reframing it less as hard, because hard has a negative connotation to it. First, I got so addicted on David Goggins and saying, like, I have to do these hard things every day, blah, 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 every time. And I started not looking at it as fun anymore or as a good thing because the connotation to it. So I've been trying to, maybe I can find a good word for it, but I've been trying to just phrase it in a way that I believe it, like, oh, this is just part of that is shaping my character of who I need to be. And that just makes the acceptance and being happy about it a bit more easy to do. It's like, oh, this is just part of my hero's journey, essentially, or something like that. It's just it's shaping who I need to be for my future.
Yeah.